The New South Wales community of Wamberal is at breaking point.
Tensions over the management of erosion at Wamberal Beach have escalated. Police were called to Pacific Street following reports of an altercation.
No, I'll talk to the police.
Coastal erosion is a decades-old crisis. Some demand a seawall, while others insist on sand nourishment, as families face losing their homes and the public fear losing the beach. To understand the current upheaval, let's rewind 50 years. 1974 brought one of the most severe storms in Australian coastal history. It caused widespread damage from Sydney to Newcastle as gale-force winds and huge swell battered our shores. Wamberal Beach faced extensive erosion that threatened many beachfront homes, setting the stage for the first major loss in 1978. The total collapse of 2 neighbouring beachfront homes into the sea.
The last little bit of sand just went in front of the pier here and away it went.
The 1980s were calm, but the local council declared Wamberal an erosion-prone area and a management plan was adopted in 1985. However, these plans were not acted upon, paving the way for conflicts and ongoing issues that would emerge in later decades. The early 1990s saw a period of sand build-up that may have given residents a false sense of safety, but the beach remained fragile. Fresh storms hit in 1995, and studies recommended a seawall combined with sand nourishment. A formal seawall design was drawn up in 1998, but it was never built. Moving into the noughties, an environmental impact statement was completed, and in 2004, the council once again adopted a seawall and nourishment plan. And once again, the plans were shelved. The East Coast low of June 2007 was one of the most serious storm events of the decade. It caused damage from the Central Coast to the Hunter region and gained international attention with the grounding of the Pasha Bulka in Newcastle. This storm contributed to significant coastal erosion at Wamberal.
Things are beginning to look a little alarming at Wamberal. The Central Coast beach is one of the 2 spots most at risk from rising sea levels. Recent high tides and storm surf did this.
More powerful storms continued to lash the Central Coast over the coming years, but it was the East Coast low of June 2016 that caused the most destruction in decades. It tore 15 metres off the beach and exposed rubble buried since the 1970s. A 6-metre cliff cut off beach access and left public and private property at serious risk. In 2020, a powerful East Coast low unleashed unprecedented erosion. Residents were evacuated as sand cliffs swallowed beachfront yards and balconies and stairs collapsed.
We had trees like this that just disappeared. They were there and then they weren't.
Steps floating past, then another set of steps floating past, metal, massive amounts of asbestos. Like in the land, you could see the asbestos that had been buried and just hanging out. It was crazy.
Wamberal on the New South Wales Central Coast, where you can see homes are teetering on the top of that sandy cliff. Powerful surf that's been lashing the coast there for days has dramatically eaten away at the sand dune. You can see there the foundations of some of those homes are exposed and balconies have collapsed.
The council adopted engineering designs for a seawall in 2022, but the debate about it being built has divided the community. Fresh storms and massive swells in mid-2025 forced emergency evacuations. The council and SES dumped sand and carried out urgent stopgap works, but the issue is still unresolved. As summer approaches, Wamberal remains one of New South Wales' most extreme erosion hotspots. The beach is particularly vulnerable due to a combination of natural and human factors. The shallow bedrock beneath the sand prevents the beach from naturally rebuilding after storms, and it is highly exposed to powerful East Coast lows that hit it at a damaging angle. This natural vulnerability is made worse by decades of beachfront development on fragile dunes. After 50 years of plans, storms and losses, the community is still fiercely divided. Right across Australia, erosion is making our coast vanish, surf breaks are crumbling, and communities face impossible choices.